Hey guys, Jane here from Attrell Toyota here in Brampton, and today I get the absolute pleasure of introducing you to the brand new 2021 Toyota Venza. So this one behind me is the limited trim level, and I'm sure you know that it disappeared for a few years and it just came back in the year 2021, and it did come back with a vengeance. Not only is this vehicle beautifully designed, but it has tons of features, awesome safety features, and the drivetrain and just the drive itself is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend you come on down and check it out for yourself. But of course, what I'm going to do for you right now is give you a quick little walk around the exterior. I'm going to try and show you as many features as I possibly can, and then we'll go into a deep dive in the interior. So keep in mind that this vehicle was built on the TNGA platform. One dead giveaway is the side view mirrors, which I'll go into in a bit. But for now, I want to talk about just the design of the front end. I think it's a really nice, softly designed front end. It comes in a nice trapezoidal shape. It has tons of chrome accenting. Of course, you can see that big Toyota emblem right in the center that has a bit of a blue casing wrapped around it, and that is to symbolize that it is a hybrid vehicle. Also, keep in mind that all of the 2021 Venzas only come in hybrid. You know Toyota, we want to stay as fuel efficient and as good to our environment as we possibly can. Our headlights in this vehicle are projector style LED headlights. You can see these L-shaped LEDs as well are your clearance lamps as well as your daytime running lights, and they're also your signals. They turn into an amber color depending on which direction, of course, that you're turning. But continuing along the side here, we have beautiful 19-inch alloy wheels in the limited trim level. They come with 19s in the XLE as well. The only size that is smaller is in the LE, which is the standard package. They go down to an 18-inch. A dead giveaway, as I mentioned, of the TNGA platform is the side view mirrors. So you can see they're just located a bit further down on the door here. That is to add a little more visibility for your driver. Moving along, we have your color key door handles. This is our coastal gray metallic. It is a new color that we brought in this year. A little different from the magnetic gray metallic that you would see on the previous generation Venzas. Your fuel cap will be on the driver's side of the vehicle. And as I mentioned, the front end is really soft. The rear end really sharpens up. And I think that that's an excellent flow of the vehicle from the front to the back. Gives it a nice elegance and a sophistication. And really from the rear end, it looks great. Very comparable to a Lexus. Now, our taillights are also LED taillights. They run across the entire length of the hatch. And there is one more added just up here. It's our high-mounted LED taillight. There's 900 millimeters long. Not only does it add a great aesthetic look, but it also adds a great safety feature, as the people behind you are going to be able to see that nice bright taillight the second that you press that brake pedal. Of course, you have your chrome badging, and the taillights do wrap up along the side of the vehicle. That chrome continues all the way around the windows. Again, a beautiful, elegant, sophisticated look when driving. You have your all-wheel drive badge at the back there. So it does have a electronic on-demand all-wheel drive system. So as I mentioned, that drive is fantastic, but it does really stick to the road and allows you to have that all-wheel drive in situations that you would need it. Up here in Canada, that comes a lot. You would be surprised. So a great thing that they did with the Venza, making it the all-wheel drive. Now, I mentioned our side view mirrors before, but one thing that I didn't point out is the little bit of chrome accenting, as well as this is your integrated signal. And just underneath that is a puddle lamp, and that's actually going to project Venza onto the ground. Now, it's kind of hard to show you because, of course, it is daylight right now, but date night trick for you guys, cool thing to show off to your dates. So that pretty much sums up the exterior of this beautiful 2021 Venza. Let's go on inside, guys. So bringing you to the interior of this beautiful vehicle, not only is it designed so well and so elegantly, but it's ram-packed full of awesome features. Features that you can only get in, say, like the Highlander Platinum do come in this beautiful Venza. But before I go through all of that, I just want to point out what your key fob is going to look like. So it does look just like this. It is our smart key system. It is quite an elegant design on the key itself. But the cool part about this is it works with a sonar system, so as long as this key is in your purse pocket or anywhere on your person, your car is going to sense that it's there, and you simply unlock the door handles by touching the inside, or to lock them, there's like a little tiny indent on the outside that you touch that once, and it will lock the vehicle for you. There's an emergency key in here just in case you would need it. I hope you wouldn't, but just in case, say, your key fob dies, there is a way for you to get into your vehicle still. But let's push this down, start talking more about features. So I'm going to start kind of over here. We have tons of features. I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera right now, but we do have things like your automatic high beams, which is part of your Toyota Safety Sense 2.0, which does come standard across all trim levels. We have your traction control. We have your view, which I'll show you when I do talk about our touchscreen display. We have some awesome winter features like your windshield wiper de-icer here. You have your heated steering wheel, which by the way is a Softex leather wrapped steering wheel. And of course you have your power liftgate button. As for your steering wheel, as I mentioned, it is heated, but it is standard across all trim levels, a power adjustable steering column, and this does work with your memory seat in the XLE as well as the limited trim level. So there's memory 1 and memory 2. If you have more than one driver, it's a great system to have, as you can press that button. It's going to adjust your driver's seat, which you guessed it is also a power adjustable. It is a 10-way power adjustable with a 4-way power adjustable lumbar support, which is new to the Venza. So that will work with your steering column as well as your driver's seat, and everything will kind of adjust into where you set it for either driver 1 or driver 2. So great feature. Not only do we have all of that, we have tons of controls on your steering wheel as well. You have all of your audio controls. You also have your controls for your multi-information display. So inside of this 7-inch multi-colored information display, you get lots of information, including your Toyota Safety Sense, as well as some other things like drive modes, your fuel economy. You have your audio controls. You can see how your whole hybrid system works. But in this one here, I'm going to try and dim it a little bit to get a better view on my camera. So this one here is all of your Toyota Safety Sense. So this one is your lane departure alert with steering assist. You also have your pre-collision system that works with pedestrian detection, vehicle detection, as well as bicycle detection. The only difference is bicycle detection is only during daylight, whereas vehicle and pedestrian is during daylight and low light. Not only that, but we have your dynamic radar cruise control, which works full speed, so that's 0 to 180 kilometers an hour. Combining both the lane departure alert with steering assist and your dynamic radar cruise control, it allows us to have your lane trace assist. So that's actually going to find the lines on the sides of the road. It also has road edge detection, so changing from, say, concrete to grass or to gravel, it's going to detect that, and it's going to keep you centered with small little movements in your steering wheel. That will only work if both of your hands are on the wheel, and only if dynamic radar cruise control and your lane departure is turned on, and we only do recommend using it on the highways. So great safety systems. But let's move along into the center here, which is our 12.3-inch touchscreen display. It is a tablet style display, very similar to something that you would see in the Lexus, very nice and elegant. As you can see, it's kind of in a 3-part right now with your of course, your audio on this side. If you want it on the driver's side, if you're driving by yourself, you can change it simply like that. But if you're on a nice long car ride and you have your DJ passenger, simply just click that button right there and it will go over to the other side. In the XLE trim levels, as well as the limited trim levels, it does come with embedded navigation. To make that full screen, you just want to touch it one time and it will open up. This does include things like destination assist, which is through your SOS button as well. And you can also use that in your search button here. My mistake. Search button, you can see destination assist. So say you wanted to find like your local Starbucks, you can actually call somebody. It's a real life person and they're going to input that information into your navigation screen and it's going to pop up with your directional just like that. Speaking of the navigation, there is one more thing that I want to talk to you about. It's going to be kind of hard to get it onto my screen here, but we do have a heads-up display. You can kind of see it flashing just underneath that Chevy that's right in front of us there. Again, it is hard to see with the camera. However, it does give you things like the compass, your speed, or if you have a navigation set up, your destination turn by turn is going to show in that heads-up display as well. There is ways to adjust it higher or lower, or the brightness level of it as well, and that's all in your 7-inch multi-information display. The heads-up display is only available on the limited trim levels. So back to our beautiful center screen here. Not only does it come with things like your navigation, your AM, FM, XM radio, but it does include your Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. So if you don't want to use your embedded navigation, you can use either your Google Maps or your Apple Maps. And of course, you can have all of your music and your phone contacts and everything in there really easily simply by connecting your phone to a USB input, which I'll show you in just one moment where it's located. But there's one more awesome feature that comes in this beautiful display, and that is a safety feature. It is our 360-degree camera. So it's going to go all the way around the vehicle like it's showing you right now, and then it's going to go up into a bird's eye display mode. So if you're trying to get in and out of, like, say, a small parking space, or if there's a big pole beside you that you're trying to avoid, this is a great way of having that beautiful bird's eye display and being able to see everything 360 degrees around your vehicle. But let's go back into just your regular home mode here. You have some controls. They're all touch at the bottom here. So you have power, home, menu, audio, as well as your map. And just underneath that, you can see your climate controls. Your climate controls are also going to show on that big screen, and we do have a dual zone passenger and driver control for temperature. You have your volume, of course, here, as well as your tune and your track. So lots of information in there. But moving it a little bit further down, just where your push to start is, you have just behind that a USB input as well as an auxiliary input. Now I'm going to try and focus this camera a little differently. Bear with me. There we go. So, but when you open it, you get a lovely surprise that you get two USB inputs up here. So if both of you, your driver as well as your passenger, want to be charging your phone, no problem. One of them can be connected to your Apple CarPlay, and the other one could just be charging, but you do have the capability of doing all of that wonderful stuff. Now, I'm sure you can see this little green light back there as well, and that is our Qi wireless charging. So that's our pad just down there if your phone is compatible. So I believe it's iPhones 8 and above, and I think most Androids do have the wireless charging put in their phones naturally. So just click that power button and it should charge without a wire for you. We have your electronic parking brake in this vehicle, as well as your parking brake hold. The hold function, what it allows you to do is, say if you're at an extended red light and you don't want to keep your brake pedal depressed the whole time, you can actually take your foot off of the brake. It's going to keep your vehicle parked until you press that accelerator again. It's going to hop back into drive mode nice and quickly and go back into your regular drive mode. However, as I say drive mode, I'm sure you can see here that we have more than one drive mode. So we not only have your EV mode, of course, because it's a hybrid vehicle, but when you play with your drive mode buttons here in your multi-information display, you can see that it changes from sport to normal to eco. So definitely give all three of those a go if you're planning on test driving this beautiful 2021 Venza. In the drive modes, of course, you want to know how the transmission is going to work. It is a CVT transmission. However, you can see that there's this S here. So if you would like to, it does have simulated shift points. So you can flip it over to the S. We don't have paddle shifters, but you can use your bump shifter to go through all of those gears if you would prefer to do those gear changes. Again, simulated gear changes yourself. As I put it into reverse, you can also see that we have our bird's eye view camera for your backup camera just on the right side of the screen here. It's also a dynamic backup camera, so when I turn the wheel, you can see that those yellow lines are going to change directions. I don't know if you could hear the hue or not, but over the speaker system, interior as well as exterior of this vehicle, when it's in EV mode, it kind of gives like this, there's no way to describe it besides like a hue sound. And it's just to allow other people around you, when your vehicle doesn't have an engine sound, that your vehicle is moving. So another safety system built in. They used to have like a beep, like a big transport truck, but I think that this one is a lot more elegant. As for your cup holders, you do have your two cup holders here. A cool little feature that they've added this year is just these little platforms. So you can have larger drinks in a lower platform, or if you have a smaller drink, say like a small little orange juice from McDonald's or something along those lines, you can flip those in and it won't get lost in your deep cup holder. Moving along back here, you can see that we have heat seats as well as cooled seats. Now, this isn't just the Limited. This is also available in the XLE trim levels. So here in Canada, we get really, really, really cold winters and really, really hot summers. So in the winter, you do have your three different settings. They kind of go in amber color. So that's high, medium, low, or of course off. And then you have the same for your cooled seats. In the summer, what that's going to do is take the air actually away from you. So you can see we have perforated leather seats that just has a bit of a fan behind it. So instead of it pushing air at you, it's going to be taking air away from you. And it is an awesome, awesome feature to have in the summer. I've given it a go and it really does make the world of a difference. Now, panning up top here, I don't know if you've seen this before. It is in, as I mentioned, our Platinum Highlander, but it's a neat little feature, great for SUVs. I know a lot of people who drive SUVs do have lots of stuff in them. Say you're going on a nice, really long car ride and you pack it so full that you kind of eliminate your rear window. So we've added a cool feature that allows you to have a backup camera with or without it. And that is our digital display rear view. So that's actually going to work with a camera that's just mounted on your hatch, and it's going to show you your rear view without having to see through that rear window. Along the bottom of it, you do have your home link, so you can add garage door openers, and this is actually to adjust your auto dimming rear view, which is what it is in normal mode, just like this. Now, the kicker of the 2021 Venza. I don't know if you've heard of it yet, but we have what's called our Gaze Moonroof with frost control. It's really, really cool. Right now I have the cover closed on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. And as you can see, it's kind of like this white opaque color. Well, when I click this button right here, it changes and allows it to have a window. So this is going to allow, of course, all that natural sunlight to come in, but sometimes, as you can see right now, I'm kind of squinting if I'm going to take a look in my rear view or check my blind spots. So if it's a really, really bright day, you want some natural sunlight, but you don't want to get blinded, press that, and it's going to go opaque, and it's going to allow that natural sunlight in your vehicle, but it's not going to blind you. Or of course, it's going to allow someone, say, in the back to read a book without their eyes getting hurt. But not only that, it's just a really, really cool thing to see. So there you go, guys. That pretty much sums up the front seat here of the 2021 Limited Venza. So bringing you into the rear seat of the Venza, of course you're given tons of space. Now I'm pretty tall, I'm 5'8", and I can sit back here really comfortably. And that might be something to do with our contoured front seat back. So there is a bit of a curve to this seat that just allows for a little more legroom from the back passengers to the seats in front of them. You also have seat back pockets back here in both your driver as well as your passenger side seat. Our center seat here does flip down. It gives you access to 2 more cup holders as well as an armrest, so it keeps people nice and comfortable. On that note of comfortability, we also have a 2-tier reclining rear seat, so you can actually have that a little more upright if someone likes to sit straight, or if you want to relax a bit more, you can fold it down just a little bit for some comfortability. Of course, your perforated leather is carried throughout the entire vehicle, and there's one more feature that I want to show you back here, and that is our 2 built-in charging USB outlets. So if you have 2 people back here that also want to charge your phones, no need to run cords to the front of the vehicle. You can plug them in right here. You do have your vent system, so you can get your AC and your heat as well. So everyone in this Venza is going to be nice and comfortable. So as I've mentioned, we do have a power lift gate in the Venza. Now there's tons of different ways to open it. You do have a button just on the interior that I showed you to the left of the steering wheel. You also have one on your key fob that you can use. It does have the hands-free, so you can use the kick activator, or the last one is just a little button right underneath this emblem right there. Press it one time and it will open for you. Now it is height adjustable, so if you are a shorter person and you don't want to try and jump to get that button every time, you can change it so it only opens to the height that you would like it to, and it will stay like that until you adjust it again. Now inside we are given tons of space. So reference for you, one of our competitors is the Nissan Murano. In the Murano, you're getting 880 liters behind the rear seat. In the Toyota Venza, you're getting 1,027 liters behind the rear seat. So we do give you tons and tons of space. Just underneath this carpeted floor, you can see that you have your spare tire back there. We do have your tonneau cover that does come included. It's very simple to use. There's just little inserts on the sides there, so you can keep everything out of the view of the passengers. And I know that you've probably seen this orange symbol right there, so that is something that I would like to mention, which is our JBL sound system. We have 9 speakers throughout this entire vehicle, and it works so well. I definitely recommend that's something that you check out when you come on down to check out this beautiful 2021 Venza. To close your power liftgate, you just want to push this button once as well, and it will automatically close for you. So there you go, cargo space. So of course I saved the best for last for you guys. The engine. Not only is this vehicle beautifully designed and has wonderful features, but the drivetrain itself is fantastic. And it is our 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, the same one that you would find in our RAV4. So this provides 219 horsepower, but that torque response is absolutely fantastic, and that is because of our hybrid motor in there. Now, one thing that I mentioned previously is our all-wheel drive system. There's actually a third motor, which is for that all-wheel drive system. So it's an electronic on-demand all-wheel drive, and that allows it to send about 80% of its power to the rear wheels when needed. But back to this beauty right here. You'll never believe the fuel efficiency in this vehicle. It took me a minute to wrap my head around it myself, and that's because it is 6.1 liters combined for highway and city driving across all trim levels for 100 kilometers. So pretty friggin' fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you stop by to 110 Can-Am Crescent here in the Brampton Auto Mall and come check it out for yourself. Also, don't forget to press like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all under Attrell Toyota. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one.